welcome back to the Football Terrace. Hit the like button, make sure you are subscribing, and check out our Telegram group chat where all of our videos, all of our links are posted. You don't miss any of our content. I know a lot of you have the bell notifications turned on YouTube. Do that as well, but it's not always a guarantee you get notified when we go live. A few stories to talk about today, and one which I know Arsenal fans, I know Liverpool fans, I know Man United fans, I know Chelsea fans will be absolutely praying comes to fruition. Now, we all argue about, is this signing good enough? Is that signing right? Do we play out from the back well? Is this striker good? Is the manager clinical? There's one thing all of us agree on. Pep Guardiola is the best current manager in the world by a country mile. He's the best manager the Premier League has seen since Sir Alex Ferguson. He's one of the greatest managers to manage in England ever. The Fergies and the Peps, there with the likes of Busby and Shankly and Paisley. The rumours of him leaving in May 2025 continue to grow. And the question I'm asking you all now, do you think he's leaving? Could the decision for him to leave happen by Christmas? A story from Sky Sports states that Man City have given and set a deadline at Christmas for Pep Guardiola to make a decision about his future at the club. This is the last season in his current contract. Now, let's just start off with the story in itself. It makes sense for Manchester City to set a deadline because they have to start the work on finding his replacement. They can't leave it until April or May. Maybe the person they want signs for another club or does an extension. They have to start going out and doing their work. And they've probably already started to a certain degree. We already know they have shortlists. We already know they have managers sort of on the horizon that they're looking at. But do you think he's going to leave? That's the big question. Do you think by Christmas we are going to get that decision in relation to Pep Guardiola? Could he quit by Christmas? Could he walk away by the time we get to 2025? I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. I'm not going to lie. A lot of people say the Premier League needs him. Without him, the Premier League is nothing. It's not true. And that's not a dig at Pep Guardiola. It's just football. Football always moves on. The Premier League was gargantuan. It was made into this absolutely the biggest league, the most watched league in the world before Pep came here. Pep has, of course, helped maintain and continue that growth, but it won't die off and suddenly be an underrepresented league. I mean, it's not as if the billions of Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Spurs fans around the world are going to stop watching the Premier League because Pep Guardiola goes. It doesn't make any sense. And I've seen some people talk about that. But I want your views. I want your opinions. Do you think he will leave? Fabrizio Romano reports this morning that Lukaku and Napoli are getting closer. An official bid is now on the table. He states that club-to-club talks are now in the key stages as Chelsea discuss decision is clear. Lukaku and Osimhen are separate topics. Now, they always say this to journalists, but that's because I think in terms of reporting the sale of a player and the purchase of a player on your trading accounts, on your ledger, it's important for those deals to be seen in every single capacity as separate. And one great way of arguing your case to the Inland Revenue is to state credible journalists also stating that these deals are completely separate. But in reality, we know those conversations are going. You can't imagine them on the phone talking about the Lukaku deal saying, right, we're going to hang up, we're going to book a new meeting, and we're solely going to talk about the Osimhen deal. It's all being done at the same time. We know this in reality. Chelsea need this. They need to remove the wages of Lukaku, but they need a player of Osimhen's quality. And what we also saw reported last night from L'Equipe is L'Equipe, is that PSG have decided to not pursue a deal for Victor Osimhen, despite the Ramos injury. So this really does put Chelsea into a commanding position. And we watched Chelsea play yesterday, and I've seen some people really, in my opinion, exaggerate. Talk about how they were really close to City and it, a little bit more like it could have gone the other way. I think you're being very disingenuous towards Manchester City when people say that. City, in my opinion, maintained first gear the whole way through, and I believe at any moment could have upped their levels. Now, what you'll hear is the counter-argument is, you're saying Chelsea were playing at their absolute optimum best. We don't know what Chelsea's optimum best is. So we don't know where they're at. We just don't know that. Do I think Chelsea can get better? Yes. Do I think Chelsea could have improved yesterday with the click of their fingers and up the tempo? No. Because Chelsea were trying everything they could to win. Where I do feel that City were playing well within themselves. What would certainly help Chelsea, though, is a player like Victor Osimhen. His ability to score, his ability to link up play. He is so superior to Nico Jackson. It is unbelievable. And then what you would have got in yesterday's game is that equaliser before half-time. Then my theory would have genuinely been put to the test. Do we now see City up their levels or not? We'll never know the answer to this debate. I've got my opinion. Other people have theirs. We'll never actually get to a conclusion. Nobody can be proven right on this. Part of that is because they have players like Nico Jackson in their team and not the likes of Osimhen. So this would be a phenomenal piece of business. We know that the João Felix deal looks like it's closing in soon. That is 2 more highly talented players being added to this Chelsea team. What it does then create is very little room for excuses. Going into the 3rd year of their project, a manager the majority of their fan base, especially the positive fans, rate and they think is excellent. A lot of the old guard they don't want being sold. The likes of Gallagher being taken out the team. Players they're all buzzing and excited about purchasing. There are really no excuses left if these 2 deals happen for Chelsea. It's start to improve, win trophies, get back into top-flight European football, at least in the first year of Maresca, and then go back and then get back to challenging for titles. As we say, a lot of money's been invested. 3 years now, going into the 3rd year, of this project. Chelsea fans, give me your thoughts, give me your feelings below. Now, a story that came out from Football 365 today is that Manchester United have proposed a swap deal with Barcelona to sign De Jong this summer. Man United would be willing to offer Sancho in return. Now, let me just say, before anybody in the comments says it, I don't think this will happen. It sounds nice. I would kind of love it. Imagine that. You get a here we go. You get an Ornstein bomber, and it just says, swap deal complete. Sancho to Barca, De Jong to Man United. I'd be very happy. I'd be very happy. But I don't believe this is going to happen. There's been a lot of talk this summer about Man United and De Jong. There's been a number of journalists who do hold some credibility that have spoken about it. There's publications that have put out genuine articles. However, I just don't see this happening at all. Genuinely, I just don't see it happening on any level whatsoever. I can't see it. I wish it would happen. I wish it was true. But I just don't think it is. I wish it was, but I don't think it is. Sander Berg could happen. Ugarte still feels like it's likely to happen. But Frankie de Jong to Manchester United, I just cannot see it. I also don't know. You could argue they'd have the money to register Sancho if they got rid of the De Jong salary, so maybe they could do it. But do they have the capacity to sign anybody and even register them? There's so many elements of this that I just don't see it happening personally. But look, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on this in the comments section below, people. It is really important to us, for us, to understand what you think, feel in relation to these transfer stories. Of course, the Top 6 show is back later today. I'm very excited about it. We actually get to review some proper football again on the show today, which will be great. And of course, we're live after Leicester versus Tottenham this evening as well. Please hit the like button before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And turn on that bell notification button as well. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And yes, we'll see you all again soon. Peace.